Hello, it's Wednesday the 20th of May and welcome to Summer's Way of Life. Now today's a flower day, it's a descending moon, and I'm going to talk all about flowers, and then after that I'm going to just briefly discuss and introduce you to living with energy and not with time. And today I'll be talking about the number 13 and the energy of 13, and just a brief introduction, but let me get on to the flowers right now. So if you remember from the last video, I had bought flowers to create hanging baskets. So I'm just going to take you out and show you the hanging baskets that I put together yesterday and very early this morning, because it was a flower day yesterday as well. So I just want to show you how beautiful do these look. There's nothing more satisfying than actually creating them and planting them yourself. So over here we've got the calabrosha, we've got the upright fuchsia in the middle over here, which is just going to grow up that way with beautiful pinky white flowers. Over here I've got the verbena. This is upright at the moment, but it's going to grow down like this. I've put a couple of Alisons in between as well. These just they're like fillers. Not only do they have the most beautiful scent, but they will fill out like this and just create this mass of white. Beautiful. And they'll obviously attract the bumblebees and others. So I've got 4 baskets here and they're all stunning, and I'll be sharing these out with family. Okay, now what else am I doing on this flower day? Well, as you know, I haven't done this much this year. I only started 4 weeks ago, kind of 11th, 12th of April. So the idea behind this is to encourage you all, and I've mentioned this before, it doesn't matter, just get started. There's not that much showing in the garden yet. There will be a little bit later. Had I started in February or March even, there'd be a lot more colour in the garden, but it doesn't matter. It's all about the journey, getting out there, starting something, and then watching your creation come to life whenever it does. We haven't had fantastic weather. It's been very erratic. It's been hot, then cold, and then ice. But still, nonetheless, if you look at the leaves, look magnificent. Look at these leaves. And it's grown so much in the last couple of years. Going to have a lot of fruit on this tree this year. So just want to very quickly show you, very simply, knowing that it's a flower day, I'm working alongside nature's rhythms, the moon rhythms, and it's very easy because all I'll be doing is these flowers, marigolds, the seeds that I sowed, 3 weeks ago. They've all popped out, and these are the ones that are left in this propagator tray, and I will transplant these. It's a descending moon, so the moon's energy is going down into the ground, and it's a flower day as well. Flower day meaning it's working with the constellation, the flower constellation as well, and it's an air day, and as a result of that it lends itself to working with flowers very well, which are air based. Can talk more about that later or another time, but I did actually introduce you to that a few videos ago. Over here I've got all these that I've already transplanted some time ago, a couple of weeks ago in fact, but I'm not going to put them out, not until they first flower, because before they flower any slugs will get them, and I've learnt the hard way. But as soon as they flower, the flowers emit a particular scent that the slugs don't like. So I'm going to be patient, just look after them, probably put them back up on the top here at some stage, and let the heat allow them to grow and flower. Okay, so that is pretty much what I'm doing this flower day. But given that it's a flower day, let me just show you some of the flowers that are coming out. Now I did buy these two wonderful lavenders from the garden centre, because mine died. I don't seem to have much luck with lavenders, but I am going to repot them, but I need sand and grit, and I'm probably going to do them today because it's flower day, a little bit later, and put them into like a bigger terracotta container, nothing too big, I don't want to shock them, but just put them into a larger terracotta container with sand and with grit and some compost, and allow them to kind of root and take hold. Look at these gorgeous buttercups. My grass is in disarray, but really the last thing I'm worried about right now is the grass. Even if I don't do anything until autumn, it doesn't matter. Having had a knee operation and the focus is on growing food, I'll just let the grass do its own thing and let nature look after it. It doesn't matter, right? I want to show, I believe these are out. These are Californian poppies, and they love really dry, non-nutrient rich, oh look, a bee, he's gone straight in, non-nutrient rich soil. They're like poor soil and they just thrive, and the bees love them too, as you can see. It's wonderful. Thank you, bee, for gracing us with your presence. These flowers, this is actually a perennial plant, and I can't remember the name of these orange flowers, but they're beautiful, and they also attract the bees, as you can see there. Thank you, bee, for following us around in this video. Beautiful, beautiful. Daisies. Look at these daisies. Now these are a kind of woodland daisies. I can't remember the name again of this plant. This is that one pink one there. But they love a shady area. You can find them in all garden centres. Shady and moist. I need to bring a couple of ferns in as well. The other thing which is flowering is the, look at that, the bees, they're everywhere in the garden. And this is the Welsh onion stalks. I've grown them for the stalks. There's a heritage heirloom variety, and I allow them to flower so that the bees enjoy their food. And as you can tell, oops, the bees are all over my garden. So obviously doing something right, as little as there is in this garden. So I wanted to talk to you, as I said earlier, I'm going to talk to you about a couple of other things, and I've written little notes down so that I cover everything and I don't forget. One of the things that I've recently shown interest in, aside from gardening with the moon and the lunar rhythms, is really understanding the nature of the moon and who we are. That's always been something at the forefront of my mind in the last few years. Who are we and why are we here? And I know many of you are thinking of the same. And it's important to think of life in terms of energy. We have entered a new paradigm, and we need to be aware that we are not this dense human outfit that we're wearing. We are balls of light, which is balls of energy, which is balls of love. So it's understanding that when we are energy, the whole concept of time goes out the window, because time is just an illusion. We all know this, and you've all heard that the past has happened. It's actually not here anymore, and the future hasn't happened at all. So really, we are actually living synchronistically, because everything happens in synchronicity when we're aligned with nature's principles. Everything happens synchronistically in the present moment. Now, when I garden, I'm always thinking about the seasons, what's happening in spring, what's happening in summer, autumn. I don't think about, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, do this now. What I think about is the moon ascending or is it descending? Where is the energy from the moon coming from today? What about the sun? Where is the sun, and where's the energy from the sun coming into today? Having studied a little bit about the seasons, the understanding that in March, when we have the equinox, that's when new energy actually flies into our cosmos. So why do we have the Gregorian calendar, which goes from January to December? I did a little bit more research into this, and I want to explain something to you. This all started when the patriarchy took control, power, profit and control of the patriarchy. Now please don't confuse this with male and female, and male is wrong and female is right, and all of this nonsense feminist stuff. That's all a dualistic approach. It's very much how I used to think many years ago. That's all a patriarchal power, profit, control thinking of separating us. There are 28 days, so we talk about the Gregorian calendar, December to December, but there are 28 days in a month. Why then? So if there are 28 days in every month, it means at the end of the year you'll have 13 months, not 12. So why did the patriarchy create the Gregorian calendar, which has got 30 days, 31 days, and then every 4 years it changes, just so that we're in alignment with cosmological cycles, to 29 days, and then it kind of aligns everything again. But it misses out the 13th month. The number 13 is very important energetically. The moon orbits Earth 13 times in the year if we have a 28-day monthly cycle. 28 days, women, we know our cycles are 28 days, our menstrual cycles. What has happened? So I did some research on the number 13 and recognised and realised that the number 13 is connected wholly to the divine feminine. Again, that doesn't mean it's just related to women. Men have both the male in them and the divine feminine. That was a bee that just went past my head then. Females have an aspect of masculine in them and the divine feminine. That's very different to the sex that we were born with. We've got both of the divine feminine and masculine in each of us, even though we're all unique, and that's a whole new discussion. So 13 is connected to the divine feminine, and that divine feminine is connected to our personal evolution and our wisdom. And I'm going to venture more into the number 13 in the next, as I share more videos each time. I'm going to share a lot more about this. I think I'm going to leave it there right now because I don't want to overload you, but at least you know what's coming, and it'll give you something to actually think about. But for now, how many of you got out into your garden? I can't wait to talk to you about the fruit days. The strawberries are all coming out now, and I'm going to need to put straws under the strawberry plants. I can't wait for these wonderful hanging baskets here to be hung up and then watch them as they start to flower. It's absolutely beautiful. Than that, it's in the kitchen, cooking and doing some wonderful things. Keep your eye on the shorts. I put lots of shorts up which kind of go in tandem with what I'm talking about in the videos that I do kind of 2 or 3 times a week. But have a lovely day, enjoy, and I hope you're planting some beautiful, gorgeous flowers in your garden today. Look at those behind me. Those are arum lilies. Those beautiful carpet of white, little carpet of white there. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.